So if you have an early model F80 like this one, you probably ran into this issue with your car. You probably have these silver M badges for your seats, and a lot of the time what happens is they end up cracking. Not sure how well you guys can see that right there, but it's cracked and it doesn't look too good, and it eventually starts looking really bad. As you can see, this one is very bad because you can actually see the foil in the badge itself starting to go bad. Oh, you can see it perfectly right here. So a lot of the cars or F80s actually start having this issue, and it can start very early on in the process. Eventually, if you let it get bad enough, it'll get to this point where everything just starts cracking off. The paint just keeps chipping and it doesn't really look too good, so you're gonna want to replace it. So BMW did start warranting this badge, but for some people who might not have a warranty or they don't cover it, there's a pretty easy way to replace this. Luckily for you, Horizon Motorsports does keep this in stock, so you can actually replace it. This is a genuine BMW piece, as you can see right there. Even got a cool little sticker, but let me go ahead and open this up to show you guys how it looks. This is actually the badge that comes off the 2018 and newer models, I believe. And at first, the design was a little bit different. It does come with this, so you can ignore that for the time being. The design was a little bit different. It came with a lot larger of a wire. Show you guys that real quick. This wire was a lot longer, so you could actually pull your seat forward, or the upholstery on your seat forward, plug this into the harness, and you'd be good to go and just press this back in. But now, since they did shorten it, they also provide these little metal connectors and this clip that is going to plug into this and the stock wiring harness that comes from the car. So I'll show you guys how to do that, but all you're really going to need for that is a crimping tool and a wire snipper, or whatever you want to call this. As for the wiring, I wouldn't really stress about it too much. It's very simple, and I'll show you guys exactly how to do it, and make sure that it plugs up back to this, and that the car illuminates this when you turn it on. So the first thing you're going to want to do is disconnect the battery. You're going to be cutting some positive and negative wires, so you really don't want to shorten anything. So it's just a 10 mil, just loosen that up real quick and then pull it off. So the way I got the first one off is I grabbed the entire badge itself, and I just started pulling down until I could get at least one of my fingers into the clip piece, and I did that on both sides, and you should be able to hear or feel that it came loose from the top. From there, once you can see the actual clip itself and you can see the top part of the clip protruding, I just started pulling upwards to make sure that I get the bottom after that. And again, you can still go in with your finger, just press the clips up and down as much as you can. Should be pretty simple, it doesn't take too much effort. So I got the top on this side done. So now I'm just gonna pull upwards. So got that. Now the same thing on this side. Oh, and we got it. So what I did again was I pulled down, just leaned it downwards, took my fingers, pushed it against this clip right here until the top of the clip loosened up from where it sits in, and then from there, once I got that loosened, I just started pushing upwards and pulling at the same time. Obviously, you don't want to pull too much because it might break, but since these are pretty messed up, it doesn't really matter. So these are the two clips that I'm referring to, and those are the holes that it sits in. So as soon as I see it coming out, I pushed in with my finger like this on both sides, and then while I'm pushing down, I'm also pulling the entire badge upwards so that the bottom clip can come loose. And that should work on both sides. So once you have that, now it's the actual portion of the wiring that you need to complete. So now that we have the entire badge out, you are going to need to cut the wires with a wire cutter. So I'm just going to give myself as much room as possible and just snip the wire closest to the badge. Shouldn't be an issue. Now you have the old badge off and you have your extra wire sitting right here. So I went ahead and just cut the tiniest bit off the top of the wire so I can expose this yellow and this brown wire. It's also the same color that connects into the new badges harness. But now we can go ahead and just strip the edge of these two wires as well, and then that's where I'll show you how it connects to the actual connector that they gave you with the rest of the kit. So I got both the yellow and the brown wire stripped, and I left about 1/2 inch of wire exposed. And now you're going to take one of these connectors that comes in the package, and you're going to slide the wire right into it and crimp it down. So once you have both the wires crimped on, you are going to want to see which way the actual wires connect. So I know that if I put the brown wire on this side and leave the yellow on this side, I should be good. So now these should just connect right into the back face of this, and you should hear a clicking sound. And once you have the actual connector piece plugged in, you should be able to just insert this right here, hear a click, and now just tug on it just a little bit, make sure nothing is loose, and we should be good to go. So now we're just gonna connect the battery, make sure this thing turns on. Not sure how much you guys can tell, but it's actually working now, so that's a good sign. So this is the new one compared to the old one. You can barely even see that thing right now. So the black on black is gonna look good, and we just pushed it back in place. Let's see if it turns on. See, there we go, it's working, and it looks a lot better. So now we just gotta do the exact same process on the other side with the other passenger seat badge. Again, it's gonna be the exact same process. You have the wire itself with the badge, and then the little connecting clips. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick, and I'll show you guys the final product. So exactly same process on this one. I'm gonna go ahead and snip this one right from the back. From there, got it cut and stripped. Then you just attach the little connectors, get the little male, female, whatever, male connector on. Then it's just a matter of plugging it in and hoping that it works. Now we just gotta make sure that it's working now that we have everything connected. So we'll just toss that back in and shove the wire in here. Same as that side. Let's go ahead and connect the battery back up. Press that down. Now let's make sure that the actual badge is working. Yep, so as you can see, it's lighting up, both of them. And we are good to go. So now it's just a matter of pushing the actual wire back in. It should clip right back in place. And we'll leave the little protective film on it, let the owner of the car take it off himself. But as you can see, we got this side done, that side's done. Both of them are glowing. I don't know if you can put the camera in here real quick. So they're glowing as expected, both sides, so that means we didn't mess up our wiring. But honestly, it wasn't too bad, just two simple wires. So now with that, we are officially done everything that we needed to do on this car. Fortunately, this is our last day with this car, so hence why I had to complete everything this week. You guys will definitely see this car on the channel a little bit more, and yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this one. So definitely stay tuned. We'll be working on the Charger and the E30 again after this. Like I said, we have our lip, side skirts, and diffuser for that car. So now that this is complete, we can start focusing on that again. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.